Hi, Northwest family. Good to be with you on the Midweek Update. So, way back when we first were in the lockdown quarantine, I ordered a bunch of stuff. Sanitizers, sanitizing stations, masks, thinking, one of these days we'll get to come back and open up. Well, it finally came months later, and I got maybe a little excited in my ordering because I've got case after case of hand sanitizing bottles that go in the pump sprayers. We're good on the hand sanitizer. But it got me thinking, there was this time when people were after Jesus and they're saying, you don't do the proper washings and you're not keeping the law. And Jesus said, wait a minute. And he critiqued, he said, look, there's nothing outside you that defiles you. It's not that the external world we interact with defiles us. It's not a matter of washing clean or sanitizing enough. He said the real problem is in our heart. He said out of our heart comes evil thoughts and greed and adulteries and murders. It comes from within man. The real problem is our hearts. We're born into sin and we live in sin. And so, of course, hand sanitizer is important for not spreading germs, but it's an external thing. Well, back in the book of Ezekiel, God was speaking to a people who had been rebellious and committed all these violations and broke his law, and they were exiled, but he made an amazing promise. In Ezekiel 36:25, he said, I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean from all your uncleanness, and from your idols I will cleanse you. And I will give you, notice this now, I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you, and I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. See, way back then, God already knew what he was going to do. It wasn't just going to press more rules and more washings and more rituals. He said, the problem is in your heart, and the very thing I'm going to do is give you a new heart. And he was foreshadowing the gospel. And then when Jesus comes on the scene, he says the same thing. It's not an external problem. The problem is your heart. And he's the means by which we get a new heart. He's the means. When you come to Jesus, we become new. Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians 5:17, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creature with a new heart. The old is gone. Behold, the new has come. And so all this sanitizer, I just wanted to remind us of this amazing truth that coming to Jesus is cleansing us in the deepest core of our being. It's giving us a new heart. So I was just thinking, as a way just to put all our focus on him, every time you have to sanitize your hands, every time you have to put on your mask, it could be a moment of frustration, or you could say, this is a moment of worship, because I remember that Jesus didn't sanitize my hands or cover my mouth. Jesus gives us a new heart, and he cleanses us from all of our sin. And one day we're going to be in a new heaven and a new earth where none of this matters. And there's no more disease, and there's no more death, and there's no more sin. And so all this sanitizing we're going through, let it prompt you to the cross. Let it prompt you to worship Jesus. Let it remind you of what he has done. And let that hope carry you right now. And maybe there's someone you need to share it with. Maybe there's someone who's fearful, who's discouraged, who's worried, and you can talk about the new heart cleansing that Jesus gives. We have a great opportunity to share the hope we have in Christ. Hey, I hope this week as you go out there, as you sanitize, you'll worship Jesus. I miss you. I'm looking forward to you. We're preparing a great online weekend service, and we're going to look at the love of God this week. We'll talk to you soon.